The negative effects brought by movies. Finding Nemo almost led to the extinction of clownfish. The director of Finding Nemo, Andrew, aimed to convey the importance of family and relationships, suggesting that being together as a family is the happiest thing. He also touched on the theme of ocean conservation. However, as the saying goes, once a work is in the hands of the audience, it no longer belongs to the author, and the director can't control how the audience interprets it. For instance, after the film's explosive release, the first thought that popped into the minds of children leaving the theater was that they had to get a clownfish. Meanwhile, the parents thought the movie was absolutely right. Indeed, family always takes precedence. If my child wants it, I have to buy it for him. What could be more important than my son's happiness and joy? Then, as you might guess, the demand for clownfish in the US market increased several times over. According to clownfish protection organizations, the populations in Southeast Asia were almost driven to extinction. Ironically, some fish enthusiasts who had been keeping clownfish as pets were inspired by the movie to release their pet fish back into the ocean, completely ignoring the fact that these fish are a tropical species and are almost entirely unsuited to the local marine environment. One by one, they died. Due to this movie, clownfish died tragically. Before Finding Dory came out, marine biodiversity groups were already worried that the film's main character, the blue tangfish Dory, would cause a buying frenzy. These are harder to care for than clownfish, with a high mortality rate in captivity. At that time, the organization was racing to overcome the challenges of breeding this fish in captivity before the movie's release. Sadly, they failed. After the movie's release, fans bought blue tangfish and they died even more tragically than clownfish. How did Russian roulette, this extremely mind-boggling activity, become popular? It was because of the Vietnam War reflection movie, The Deer Hunter, which won 5 Oscars in 1979. Ever since the iconic scene of pointing a gun at one's own head appeared, I have no idea what some viewers were thinking. Who knows if they genuinely found it entertaining or were just tired of life. After partying and getting drunk, a few people would gather to recreate this famous scene, albeit incompletely. Statistics show that in the United States, on average, more than 30 people die each year from this brain-draining game. Even more extreme is that at the beginning of this century, someone upgraded the game. Instead of using a revolver, they switched to a semi-automatic pistol. In 2000, a 19-year-old in Texas excitedly told his friends that he had figured out Russian roulette and couldn't wait to pull out a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol to demonstrate, then shot himself. I really can't figure out what he was betting on, whether it was the gun jamming or the bullet getting damp. Fight Club is a work that critiques social realities while deeply exploring the complexities of human nature. After its release, it immediately resonated with young people in the United States. However, many problems also arose, as some people with less understanding seemed to only grasp the first part of the movie and came to a simplistic conclusion. Fight Club is so cool, I want to start one too. Shortly after the movie's release, underground fight clubs began to emerge across the United States, with many of these clubs adhering to the famous Fight Club rules from the film. Originally, when adults went to fight, it wasn't a big deal since it was voluntary, and ending up in the hospital was their own fault. But over time, teens at schools started to imitate them, turning it into bullying. Their idea was probably that fighting each other was too painful, so they'd find a quiet classmate and have club members gang up on him for fun. This film came out in 1999, but even 7 or 8 years later, US authorities still sometimes found teen fight clubs. For instance, in 2007, a small group in Texas was arrested by Officer Asman. They not only ganged up on teachers and classmates, but also recorded it on DVDs and sold them online. He had a brain hemorrhage, a fractured thoracic spine, and nearly lost his life.